I don't know what's gonna happen next, and I don't know if I'm gonna get a warning. Most likely, I might get a warning because I've never done this before. I've never recorded anybody before. I mean, I have recorded people before when I was not. I was. I mean, I recorded people before, but not at this motel. Like somewhere else. I've done it before, somewhere else, but not here though. But the fact is sometimes when something goes wrong, I'll just record through the window, but they can't see me because I'm upstairs, they're downstairs. But that was also only one time. I was also a one-time thing too, but that's not as severe. But tonight, it's more like because I was recording for the sake of my rights. I was recording because I believe there was an African American guy. She said he works, and there was another big, tall African American guy came out of his room, and how that he was basically making accusations and assumptions about me. I didn't yell at him nor the other guy. I explained to them really calmly, in a calm manner, about what was going on, why I was recording tonight. It was because the reason why I was recording is because I was trying to collect some evidence of people calling me names and trying to figure out who's saying it. I'm not trying to go to people's doors and try to make them come out. I'm not the one that provokes people. I'm trying to see who's saying it, so that way I can get like a good view of whose voice it is. So that way I can actually get the voice and have evidence. So that means the front desk will know exactly who the person is. They will know who he or she is that's talking that through the door. That's exactly what I was doing. I wasn't trying to draw people out of their rooms so I can aggravate them, or just so I can make them angry or piss them off. That's not what I was doing. That's not my intention. My intention was that I was recording the whole hallway because I wanted people to know that I'm being like discriminated against, judged every day, and I've been called names every single day, and people just don't leave me alone. Like I explained to the other guy before, the big tall guy, I explained to him calmly too. The people are harassing me, calling me names, and he even saw me say it through the camera before. I said that your friend or whoever it is discriminating against my gender identity, my sexuality, and he's just assuming that's what I go by. He doesn't even know me. Like, he's just making accusation and assumptions. And I keep saying, that's discrimination right there. You say you have a job, I have a job, but you're discriminating. You're discriminating against me, and you're literally not even using my name, and you're not even using what pronouns I go by, and you're just making accusation assumptions, and you're just accusing me because you heard somebody else talk shit about me and spread my business to someone. You're just hearing what you're hearing. And the fact is, y'all need to understand. If y'all have a problem with me, you need to not say behind closed doors. You need to not tell your friends. If y'all have a problem with me, y'all need to come to me and talk to me directly to my face. If y'all have a problem, or if you have a problem with me, okay, talk to me, confront me, talk to me, say to my face. Don't say behind closed doors. Don't say behind closed walls. Don't say to your friends, because that's just going to cause more problems. That's the reason why I came out tonight. It was because of what's going on. I don't like what's happening. What the heck is this? So my understanding is that I'm trying to understand is, why are people attacking me? Why are people keep calling me names? I don't have time for this. I'm very busy. And I'm very, very busy. I'm about to switch jobs because the other job was no good. And of course, that's what it is. Hopefully the second job is better. But Like I said, I do what I gotta do, but I really don't have time for the high school drama, the he say she say shit, because they keep going back and forth with me. Yeah, I did explain to the other guy why I was recording. It was because the other guy kept discriminating against me, and he kept on not respecting my gender identity, sexuality, or race, or ethnicity, or whatever I am. He just quick to judge, make assumptions about me, assuming shit, making accusations. He doesn't even know me. Like, I'm trying to live my life here. People keep bothering me. They keep harassing me. They keep judging me. Every single day I gotta hear people name call me, assume my gender, sexuality, making judgment about me, accusations. And the African American guys say he's not doing it. I said, well, you literally are doing it, because you didn't even ask me what is my name, and then you literally have your friend just come out of that door and started trying to use the wrong pronouns again. You can ask your friend, because I literally had caught that when your friend had literally said that to me, to my face, and your friend had literally told me if I'm okay. I didn't answer is because your female friend, had discriminated against my gender identity. Once again, you don't know my gender identity. You don't know what I go by. You don't know what I am. You're just assuming. You're just making accusations. You're just assuming because you heard it from someone else, or you got it from your friend, or you got it from somebody else who is homophobic, or somebody else who is discriminating against people who are LGBTQ. So what? So what if I'm LGBTQ? It's my life. It's not your life. Like I said, if you have a problem with me, how about you confront me to my face instead of being a coward and going behind closed doors and trying to talk shit behind closed doors and then trying to play the victim card and then trying to say it's my fault when I'm trying to gather the evidence of where it's coming from and who's saying it. Because enough is enough, because I've been facing this discrimination, facing the name calling every single day. That's why tonight I wanted to see if I can catch the person. I was literally walking down a hallway recording the whole hallway, but I literally wasn't even trying to get anybody in the camera. So like most likely I might get a warning, because this is my first time I've done this, because I've never done this before where I recorded the whole hallway before, because I usually don't do this. I'm only doing this because I'm angry. I'm angry myself. I'm frustrated because people keep calling me names every single day. And I didn't want to call the cops and then if they come and they don't see anybody, they're going to think I'm crazy. They're going to think that, okay, I'm being paranoid or I'm hearing voices. That's why I wanted to make sure that I catch the person in the act. Catch the person calling me these names so I can show it to the cops and the front desk. That's why I was doing this tonight. I didn't want to call the cops and waste their time, because if I do that, they're going to say, okay, where is this coming from? Where's the evidence? Where's the proof? Or who's harassing you? Which room is it? You don't know which room it is. And that's when the cops are going to get pissed. They're going to get upset. And of course, they're going to think I'm crazy. That's why tonight I wanted to go outside and gather some evidence, because I wanted to see who is saying what to me, because I literally was trying to figure out who it is, but I was literally recording the hallway. But yes, I understand that that African American guy is trying to sleep. I do respect that he's trying to sleep, but I wasn't yelling. Once again, I wasn't yelling. I wasn't screaming. I wasn't cursing. I wasn't raising my voice. I was just recording a video in a normal voice tone. I stayed calm with both of those two guys, and I explained myself calmly, without going off, without name calling them back, without escalating the situation worse. And I kind of say, you don't know me, you don't know what I go by, you don't know my gender identity, you don't know my sexuality, you don't know my orientation, my race. You're just making accusations. You're just assuming. Once again, you're just assuming. You're just making accusations because you heard from your friend or you heard it from your family member, or you heard it from a coworker, or you heard it from whoever. But that's not okay at all. And the fact is, if the other guys say, okay, we're all human, this and that, then why the fuck are you treating me like shit? I don't identify as human. I may look like human, but I'm not a human being. I identify as a wolf, a goddess, a demon, and I identify as other kin, if that's the right term, supernatural. Yes, that's what I identify as. Yes, other kins, supernaturals look like human, yes. But that doesn't mean that I'm a human being, because I look like them. But I am who I am. Like, they don't know me. They're just, once again, they're just assuming, making accusations about me, assumptions, and that's what I am. But the fact is, they don't know my life, they don't know what I go by, they don't know what I identify as, and of course, this is going to be evidence too, when I'm saying what I say. Because I literally have spoken to the cop around 7:30 p.m. tonight, and of course, two of the African American guys came downstairs. Okay, one of the African American guys came downstairs and started to complain, saying, okay, that I was recording this and that, and I was recording this and that, and how that I was making them angry, I was recording without the consent. Well, I did talk to the cop tonight around 7:30 p.m. If you want to go ask the cop today around 7:30 p.m., you can, because he literally was just outside the downstairs, and he said what he had to say in front of the white guy. I don't know his name. Like, I don't know if his name is David or Dave. I don't know what his name is. Or Rob. I forgot his name. But that doesn't matter. Only thing I want to say is that the cop said right in front of him, saying that it's not illegal to record somebody. It's not illegal to record. It's not against the law. I have my rights to record. Because I explained to the cops that if my rights being violated, and if I'm being harassed, if I'm being bullied, if I'm being name called, yes, I have every right to record. That's called getting evidence of someone just literally calling me names. So like, if you really think that you know me, you don't know me. I also explained to the guy in his room, I don't know his name, the African American guy. If I should have asked his name. I should have asked what his name was, and I would have told him my name too. But it doesn't matter anyways, because that situation is over. But if I gotta show Martha this recording, I might as well, because I have two recordings and evidence that the cop was standing right in front of her coworker at 7:30 p.m. He's stating that it's not illegal to record. It's not against the law. I'm not breaking the law. And of course, his camera was on. He was recording. The police officer's camera was on. He said, I'm not in trouble. He said that I have my rights to record. I have every right to record people who are bothering me and discriminating against me. Like, I explained to the cop why I was recording. I was recording was because somebody today was calling me names. And somebody came to my door, was knocking on my door, provoking me, trying to make me come out. That's the reason why I came out, because I was very busy. That's why I didn't get a chance to come out. And after I was finished, I came out and I say what I had to say. And then, of course, I explained to the other guy, it's called freedom of speech. I can record all I want. And I said, the reason why I record is because I was being harassed, I was name called, I've been bullied, and I'm being discriminated against. And of course, I also said to the guy, the African American guy, who happened to have a job, if he says he has a job. I mean, I don't know him personally. He may have a job. I'm not gonna make assumptions about him saying, okay, the African American guy does not have a job, or the black guy does not have a job. I'm not gonna make assumptions about him, because that's not who I am. He says if he has a job, he has a job. I accept it. I'm not gonna go assuming shit and saying okay, or maybe he's just making it up, or maybe he's just saying it so he can stall me, or maybe he's just saying that so he can make me stop recording and stuff like that. But I know the fact is, yes, he may have a job, but I don't go around making assumptions like he does. Like I said, you don't even know me. You're just making accusations and assumptions. Like, you're just assuming shit, making assumptions. You don't even know me. So like, just because I have this thing on, that doesn't mean you have the right to discriminate against my gender identity, my sexuality, my orientation, and of course my race or whatever ethnicity. And the fact is, you say you have a job, right? Okay, if you have a job, you wouldn't be discriminating against your customers, whether it's personal life or if it's professional life. Since you're not working now, you don't have the right to discriminate against me. And of course, you don't know my voice. You don't even know me. And of course, you don't even know me. You're just making accusations and assumptions about me. And okay, because you heard from somebody else. Once again, like I said, you heard from somebody else saying, okay, this person is this, or this person is that. What you don't know is that you don't even know what I go by. Like I said, I go by she, her, hers, they, them. Respect that. If you don't respect that, don't talk to me. As simple as that. Like, someone who claims to have a job disrespects my gender identity, disrespects my pronouns, and discriminates against my sexuality. Oh, that's not okay at all. Because I know the fact is, if you think that you're right, and you think that I'm wrong, and you think that it's okay for you to discriminate against my gender identity, my sexuality, or you're just making assumptions about me before getting to know me, you should literally just ask me, hey, what is your name? Or what did you go by? And instead of just making judgment because of what I'm wearing, or how my voice sounds, or what I have on, or what is it that I look like, that's not okay. That's discrimination. And I said to the African American guy, I can't really talk today. I said to the African American guy, I said to him that, wait till I tell your boss and tell he or she that you are discriminating against me and you're really violating against my rights. Basically, you're discriminating against my gender identity, you discriminate against my sexuality, my orientation, and of course, that's discrimination. You have a job, you don't have no right to discriminate against someone's gender identity, sexuality, race, ethnicity, and so on, religion. You don't have the right to do that. That's discrimination. I even said to the African American guy, I even confronted him. I said what I had to say to his face. Why? Because I'm sick and tired of this shit. So that means I said what I had to say to his face. Because I'm not a coward. I confronted him like a brave warrior, like a brave supernatural, like a brave leader. I'm not scared of confronting people. If they want to talk to me, I will talk to them. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to name call them. I'm not going to stoop down to their level. I'm not going to say bad words that can make them more angry. But I haven't said any of those. I haven't said anything bad to them. I have not said one single bad word to these two individuals at all. Yes, we had a conversation. But I explained to them calmly, without getting upset and everything. Yeah, I got a little agitated with the guy who has a job because he kept on not using my right pronouns, and he kept on saying he kept on saying that one word over and over again. I said to him, I don't identify as that. I would greatly appreciate it if you don't call me that. I don't identify as that. I go by she, her, hers, they, them. I'm a non-binary lesbian. I like women. As simple as that. I'm a non-binary lesbian. Look it up. I like women. I don't like men. I like women. Therefore, I'm a gay lesbian. I'm a non-binary lesbian. I like women only. I don't like men. I'm not interested in men. I never was. So like you trying to assume my gender identity, my sexuality, my orientation, that really hurts my feelings. That's not okay at all. First of all, you don't even know me. Secondly, you don't have no right just to discriminate against my rights. How would you like it if I did that to you? Let's say I don't know you, right? Let's say I don't know who you are, and I make assumptions about you, accusations, where I'm just assuming that's where you go by, or that's where you are. And then you get upset at me, and I kept doing it over and over again, even though you don't go like that, and I didn't understand, and even though I had a job. How would you feel? How would you feel? Put yourself in my shoes. How would you feel if you were in my shoes? If you were living my life? How would you feel? Because you don't know my life. You never walked in my shoes. You never walked in my life. You never know the things I have to suffer from. And of course, you having a job is a good thing. I guess I'm not the only one. I'm proud that you have a job. I'm happy that you have a job. But you having a job doesn't make it right for you to discriminate against someone's gender identity, sexuality, orientation, race, ethnicity, religion, disability, and so on. I know you didn't do any of that, but the one thing you did to me was you discriminate against my gender identity. That's discrimination. That's against the law in the state of New Jersey, especially when you have a job, especially when someone who claims to have a job, but yet you're not properly educated of what I go by. You're just assuming shit because you got it from someone else. Instead, you could just politely ask me, "Hey, excuse me, not to be mean, but what do you go by, or what is your name?" And I would have politely told you, but you did it in a way when I was angry. Well, you know what I did? I was the bigger goddess, and of course, I did not stoop to your level, and I didn't get angry at you. I didn't yell at you. I didn't scream at you. I did not call you names, nor did I curse you out or say some bad words to make you feel even more angrier. Because I know the fact that if I say those things, all of you will hear it. But I didn't say any bad words to none of you. So only thing I did was I was recording because I was trying to explain myself why I was recording. But I didn't say anything bad in the recording. I didn't say nothing bad in the video. I didn't say anything bad about anybody's gender, sexuality, race, ethnicity, religion, disability, etc. Marital status. I didn't say any of that in the video. But that was before. But I should have saved that video because I should have saved that one video because I had evidence that happened. But the reason why I deleted that video was because I thought maybe I would be in trouble for recording. So I said, okay, if I delete it, maybe I won't be in trouble. And if I speak to the cops, maybe then if I was to still have it, I might need to show it to them. Either way, the cops say I'm okay. I'm not in trouble. I'm not breaking the law. And he said that I can record people. I have my rights. I can record people, and that's not against the law. That's not a crime. I'm not breaking the law. And like one cop say he only goes after people who does break the law. That's not breaking the law. And the fact is, that's one of my constitutional rights. I have a right to record somebody if they're discriminating against me or if they're violating my rights. Like I said, the guy who was working, he discriminated against my rights. So yes, I have the right to record. And yes, you have the right to be angry at me too. You have that right. And I have the right to be angry too because you literally discriminate against my gender identity. This could have all ended peacefully if you didn't come out of your rooms. And of course, I wasn't trying to provoke you. I wasn't trying to make you come out of your room. I wasn't trying to make you angry. I'm not looking for a reaction. I'm not looking to piss you off. I'm not looking to make enemies with you. I don't even know who you are. You are a total stranger to me. But for you to say, try to make assumptions about my gender identity, and try to use the wrong pronouns, and try to assume that's what I go by, that's discrimination. That is discrimination. You don't even know me. First of all, you don't know me. Secondly, you don't know what I go by. Third of all, you don't know my life. Fourth of all, you don't know what hell I've been through. Fifth of all, you don't even know me very well. You think you do, but you don't know each other can of pain. You think you do, but you don't know anything. You're just making accusations, assumptions, or you're just making these accusations, assumptions, or assuming stuff because you heard it from someone else. Like, if you really want to get confirmation, how about you come to me and then confront me and ask me questions, and I have no problem answering your questions. But do it in a nice way, because if you're going to be disrespectful to me, I'm going to be disrespectful back to you. So, like, you can't get upset if I'm being disrespectful to you. Like, if you're going to name call me and you're going to put me down, I might as well just ignore you, or I might just do it back as self-defense. Like, you literally just discriminate against my gender identity. You don't even know me. You're just making accusations. You're just making assumptions. You don't even know me. You just, because you got it from someone else, you're making accusations and assumptions. You don't even know me at all. You're just assuming. You're just making accusations and assumptions because of what someone else told you. How about next time, if you have a problem with me, if you have an issue with me, instead of telling your friends, instead of saying stuff behind my back, instead of being a coward and saying stuff behind closed doors and saying it to your friends or family, how about you say it to me? And in fact, you have a problem with me, come to me. Come to me in person. Do not do this other unnecessary stuff, because that's just unnecessary, hateful, toxicity drama. And the fact is, if you have a problem with me, okay, confront me. As simple as that. If you don't like me, okay, come talk to me. Have a conversation with me. And I can explain to you that you're wrong for doing these things and that you are not right for doing these things. And the fact is, at the end of the day, everybody has rights. Everybody has rights. Nobody is illegal. Nobody is illegal. Everybody has rights. Whether or not, if you're different, not different, or if you're big, small, tall, etc. Everybody has rights. So like, you deserve to have rights, just like how I deserve to have rights. So like, my rights were being violated. That's why I recorded tonight, and I had my reason why I recorded. It was because this is a one-time thing. So like, maybe Martha may let it go, or she may just give me like a warning, maybe like a one-time warning. I don't know, because I really don't know what she's gonna say if I have the videos to show her. Because I know the fact is, I'm recording these videos as evidence because I just want to do it before it's too late. Because if I fall asleep, I'm not having no evidence. I'm not going to explain myself to clear. But anyways, I'm going to say what I have to say, because at the end of the day, I am who I am, you are who you are, and the fact is, you don't know my life, I don't know your life. That's put it as simple as that. So like, I would really appreciate it if you actually would have kindly asked me politely, what is my name and what I go by. Instead, you just make it